Hello YouTube. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a styrofoam cup in Blender. The first thing you want to do is start a new scene if you haven't already. Keep in mind this is an intermediate tutorial, so you'll need to know some basics of Blender in order to follow along. Now select everything in your default scene, delete it. Now go up to Add, Mesh, Cylinder. If you look on this left panel, under Add Cylinder, you'll see a tab called Vertices. The default is 32, but I set it to 16, so it's lower poly and easier to work with. So once you've done that, tab into Edit Mode, go to the Face Selection tool, deselect everything, and select this top face. Now, I'm using a reference cup. You could use a reference image on Google if you want. You can use a real cup. Or you can just not use a reference image, which sometimes I do. But you want to drag this top face along the Z-axis until it's about the height of a styrofoam cup. Maybe like that. Keep in mind this bottom face here is the base of the cup, so you want to keep it proportionate. Now hit S to scale until it resembles a styrofoam cup. And that works for me, so just click, deselect everything. And now, what we're going to do is add some detail to the bottom. So zoom in, hit Control R to make a loop cut. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it down until it's where I want it. Click. I'm just going to leave that one. I'm going to make another one, and I'm going to drag it fairly close to the one I already made. Going to zoom in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a third one. Put it close to the other two. Now, I'm going to go to Front View. I'm going to hit 5 on the numpad to go into orthographic. And I'm going to hit Z to go into wireframe. Now, I'm going to change to Edge Select down here in order to only select the edges. I'm going to hit B to do like a box selection, and I'm just going to select this middle thing I did. Now once that's selected, what I'm going to do is hit S and just scale it down until it's just a little crevice in the cup. See, I just hit Z again to go back into solid mode. Now, usually, there's also a rim to the cup, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into edit mode, and I'm going to go back into face selection, and instead of making a loop cut to make the top rim, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select the top face, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit E to extrude, but I'm not going to extrude anything. I'm going to press escape. And you see it'll be extruded, but not by any amount. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit S to scale until it's just a little bit extruded outward. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude that upward, but this time I'm going to do it for real. Now once that's about the height I want, I'm going to make sure the top face is still selected, and I'm going to scale it a little bit, just so that the rim is symmetrical with the rest of the cup. That looks good for me. So what I'm going to do is, to make this easier, I'm going to go back into Front View. I'm still in orthographic, but if you're not, hit 5 again to go back into orthographic view. And I'm going to extrude. Still the top face, extruding it, and I'm going to scale it down so that there's a little, a curve, a rim on the cup. put that down a little bit. You want to try to make everything proportional so that the cup looks right, obviously. But keep on extruding up until the rim is about where we want it. Yeah, that works for me. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make the cup hollow, and to do that, make sure the top face is still selected, and we're going to extrude downward on the Z-axis. Now you might be thinking, this looks very odd. Just keep dragging down on the Z-axis, make sure the face you were dragging is still selected, and what you're going to do is you're just going to scale it until it's no longer visible. And what that'll do is it will simply make the cup hollow. You can proportionize this a little bit so it looks a little bit better on the inside. It doesn't have to go all the way down because usually you're not going to be looking straight into the cup. So I usually just put it a little under halfway, and I'll scale that down a little bit more. And there we go. We have the basic outline of the cup, but you're probably thinking this looks low poly and ugly right now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into the modifiers tab, hit add modifier, subdivision surface. Sorry. And right now you'll see that once you do that, it looks a little strange because you know the smoothing makes it so that those fine edges are all gone. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna fix that. First, we're going to increase the view value by 2, make it 3. That'll make it nice and smooth. Also, you're going to go to shading on this left panel here and hit smooth. Great. Now we're going to fix the problem I was talking about. If you hit tab to go back into edit mode, you'll see all the normal polygon faces are still there. Subdivision surface modifier doesn't get rid of these, you know, original polygons. So what we want to do is we want to select everything. I don't know why I did that, sorry. But you just want to start making a loop cut, and you want to just drag it down on the rim until it's kinda close to the bottom piece, the bottom edge. And you'll see that makes a fine line. You just want to keep doing that for all of your edges. See? It makes it look a lot, you know, more defined. You also want to go do that down when we added the crevice detailing. Just rope cut. Define those edges with the rope cut. And I'm just doing this all by dragging the rope cut down to the original edge we had. And you see, if we do that, it clearly defines our edge. Now you'll also notice that our bottom face is, you know, roundish. If we put that on a table, it's just going to flop over because it's not flat. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into face select, select that bottom face, and we're going to extrude it a bit. That'll make a fine edge. Now what we're going to do is usually Styrofoam cups have a little crevice down at the base of the cup, like that's going upward. So we're gonna make that. Just extrude again, scale it down, extrude again, hit escape, and just extrude upward on the Z-axis. This might be a little tricky, but like I said, this is an intermediate tutorial. So by now, you want to be familiar with the concept of extruding and dragging along a certain axis. You'll see it still looks a little odd So what we're going to do is we're going to add another loop cut to define that edge, you know. And there we go. I'm happy with that. So now you'll see that there's no rim in the inside of the cup. A person looking at this cup probably wouldn't notice that, but you know, I'm kind of a perfectionist, so I want to make the rim on the outside symmetrical to the rim on the inside, which most cups have. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back into edit mode, add a rope cut. Oh, sorry. Add a rope cut. Drag it up to where the outer rim was. That's about right. It doesn't have to be perfect. But yeah, then you want to add another rope cut just under the one you made. Like that. I know it's a little hard to see, but then you scale it. Then you scale it inward. You see that defining edge is there, but we can't really see it that well. That's because these faces on the inside rim of the cup aren't defined well. We'll fix that by adding another rope cut on the inside rim and just dragging down like usual. I know, there's this annoying bug where it's hard to see, but you know, you can kind of just feel it out, you know? Once it feels like it's down toward the bottom edge, just, you know, hit A to deselect, and marvel upon your styrofoam cup. There you go. It looks like I forgot something, sorry. Remember when I said you're usually not gonna be looking down into the middle of the cup? Well, I just did, and, you know, there's just a big, gaping, round, you know, just abyss in it. So what we're going to do is we're going to define that a little bit more as well. To do that, what we're going to do is we're going to go into wireframe so we can see it better, because I dislike that annoying bug. What we're going to do is we're just going to rope cut the inside of the cup, and just drag down until we get to the bottom base that we made in the inside of the cup. Now, tab out of edit mode and just change back to solid mode, and you'll see we have a base in the inside of the cup, but it's not clearly defined. So what we're going to do is we're going to define that a little bit more. How we're going to do that is we're just going to do the same thing again. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Styrofoam cup. There you have it, YouTube. Alright, I guess I'll see you guys later.